What's up, guys? James with a bull in a truck. Been a few days. Oh man, so just really kind of been trying to figure out what the next video was going to be about, and it was kind of obvious today. It was thrown at me in one of the little Facebook groups I'm part of called New CDL Drivers, and it was kind of guys really, questioning pay-wise and stuff like that. So, when it comes to the CDL life after school, you got a big decision to make. What are you gonna do with that CDL you just got? You spent all that money, or got a grant, or however you went about getting your license, or maybe you even signed a contract with the company, and now you're stuck driving with them for a year or two. And if that's how you went about it, okay, cool, so be it. Finish that contract, get it done, and move on to bigger and better things. Maybe move on to something completely different. Maybe you want to get your CDL just so you can haul equipment, and that's just part of it. Maybe you had to do it for your job, like if you worked for the electric company. Whatever you did, however you got it. There's a lot of opportunities out here for a CDL holder. But, it's, out of all the options, you got more than just what job you're going to take or what kind of vehicle you're going to drive. You got to ask yourself, are you going to work for a company? You're going to be an owner-operator. You're going to be a yard dog. Are you going to be an owner-operator with its own authority? Are you going to be an owner-operator leased on to another company? Really, it boils down to what kind of money are you trying to make? Because all of those have different pay grades. Yard dogs are going to get paid by the hour. A lot of your local routes are going to get paid by the hour. Your regional and stuff and over the road, obviously, you're going to get paid by the mile, or you might even get paid a percentage load. Now, as a rookie, you're probably not going to get paid a percentage unless you're an owner-operator. What I mean by percentage is they take however much the load is worth. Say, like right now, I am running loads for Toyota. Well, the company I'm leased on to, because I'm an owner-operator, we take loads for different companies, and we make a percentage. So the company I work for is basically my broker. And a broker is someone that finds your loads for you. They go on the load boards and stuff like that, and they do the legwork. They find those loads, and there's a lot to it. You gotta be able to negotiate that load. It's more to it than just logging onto an app and clicking yes, I want this route. You gotta figure out on that route, how much is it gonna cost me in gas? How many hours is it going to take me to get there? What is your time worth? For every hour you drive, how much are you worth? If you know that your truck has dual 100-gallon tanks and you can make it, you get 7 miles to the gallon, and you can make it, say, because the bottom 10 gallons are never used in a tank. Your pickup will never go that deep just so it don't pull stuff out the bottom of the tank. So really, you can only use about 85% of your tank. Maybe 90, depending on how deep your pickup is. So those dual 100s or dual 150s or whatever it is you have, you can get, let's just call it 600 miles out of each tank. 1,200 total. Well, you've got to figure out, okay, this route's 1,200 miles. So now you've got to figure out the gas prices. How much is it going to cost you to fill up one whole tank, or both tanks? Are you going to find you have a route coming back home? Or are you going to have to deadhead back home, those 1,200 miles? I definitely wouldn't recommend that. I definitely recommend finding a load back home, or off to the next place you're going. So then you've got to add, okay, so I know that I need need to make, this load has to pay me at least $1,200 to cover my gas. Or however much it costs to fill those tanks. Right now, gas is roughly $4, average $4 a gallon, around where I'm at, $4.17, $4.20. So for me to put 200 gallons in, probably looking around $1,000. So automatically $1,000 coming out of that route. Okay, so now how long is it going to take you to run? 1,200 miles. We're just using 1,200 as an example of how far you got to go. Well, you know that really pushing it, you can run 700, maybe 800 miles in one day if you really feel like pushing it and you're running paper. E-log, you take that big chance that you pull into a weigh station and they ask to see that log and they can write you a ticket off of that E-log. If you're speeding and they can see that you've made it farther than what you should have been able to make it in the amount of time that you're in, they can give you a ticket for that, even though they didn't catch you speeding. They can write you a ticket off your E-log. Because they can prove you a speeding by how long it took you to get from one spot to the next spot. So be careful with those E-logs. It's one of the downfalls of E-logs. They can get deep into that. They can see every stop you made, all that. But that's off topic. So you know that 1,200 miles, day and a half. That's what it's going to take you. You got to run your 11-hour day. You're going to jump in your bunk for, your 10 hours. You're going to jump back into it. And it's going to take you, another 5-6 hours the next day. So a day and a half is what it's going to take you to run that route. That's including your bunk time. Well, are you only going to try to get paid for the time you're driving? Or do you need to be paid for every minute that you're away from home? I'd say every minute that you're away from home, every minute you take me away from my family, that's time I'm losing with my family. So that time is valuable. So, say on the load board it says they're going to pay you $2,000. Okay, well you break it down, 1,200 miles, $2,000. It's $1 something a load, $1.70 something, roughly $1.70, $1.60, somewhere around there. So, my opinion, I'm worth at least $2 a mile. At least $2 a mile. I own my own truck. I don't own my own trailer yet, but it's coming. So, I'm having to use their trailer, absolutely. So, bare minimum, $2 a mile. Absolute bare minimum. So maybe they're only paying $1.80, $1.92 a mile. You can call that company up from that load board and say, look, I want this load. I'm going that way anyway. Maybe your next load is out that way. I want the load, but we need to talk about this load price you got. I own my own truck. Yes, I'm going to use your guys' trailer, but I really need $2 a mile. You got it advertised at $1.92. It's 8 cents more a mile. It's not going to cost you a bunch extra, but that's what I need. Well, you can't do $2 a mile. Well, what can you do? I know you can do a little better than $1.92. Okay, you can do $1.95. What about $1.97? We'll meet in the middle somewhere. Okay, you can do $1.97 a mile, sold. I'm on the way, coming to get it. So you can negotiate those load rates. Now, if you are you can be a percentage of a load, which says that this load is we'll go back to the 1,200 mile load. We'll say this load is $2,400 load. You can make 20% of the load, 30% of the load, 40% of the load, 50% of the load. I would always say bare minimum as an owner-operator, you need 50% of that load for you to be profitable, which is what I run at. I run at a 60% load base, which means I make 60% of what that load is worth. Now, transparent. big one. What they'll do is they'll tell you, hey, this load's only worth $2,000. In reality, that load's worth $3,000. So, you always got to tell them that you want transparency. You want to see that rate sheet. It's called a rate comp. You want to see it. You want to see how much that load is worth in black and white on the paper. It's just, you got to. If not, you're cutting your own throat. You're gonna lose every time if you don't ask to see that paper. So, it really depends on what you got, what kind of loads you're gonna take. So, if say, me myself, I'll just put myself into it. I know what I need to make a week for my household to survive, all my bills to get paid. I know what I need to make a week. Now, anything extra past there is all savings and truck. You know, I gotta put money back for the truck out of every paycheck in case the truck breaks down. So I'll tell you one thing: as an owner-operator, there's no saying you're one engine blowing away from being bankrupt. The price of the normal engine or motor in frame, which is a motor rebuild, that in frame means they rebuild the motor in the frame. They don't pull the motor to rebuild it. The average in frame for my truck, which is it's got a Detroit 68, you're looking in between $3,000 to $5,000 for the rebuild kit, depending on where you go and what kit you get. And then you're looking at roughly in between $10,000 and $12,000 to get it done. And then on top of that, you're looking at how long you're going to be down for. Maybe the soonest you can get your truck in is 2 weeks. So now you're losing 2 weeks of pay just to get the truck in. It's going to take them another 10 days to do the rebuild. So you're down almost 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. You know, some companies can get them done faster. Some companies can get them rebuilt in like 2 weeks. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 days. But even then, say they get you in a week, it takes a week to do it. You're now down 2 weeks. You just lost 2 weeks of pay. Which means every bill that came due in those 2 weeks now had to come out of your savings account. You got the money to cover that. So, as an owner-operator, that's one thing you got to make sure of. That not only when it comes to your pay, that you're making enough to put it back into the truck account. Me, myself, I like to try to put back at least $500 out of every single check. I don't care if it's one of my short weeks that after fuel and insurance and all my expenses that I only make $1,500. I'm putting $500 of that $15 into a savings account for this truck. Because honestly, if I don't, then I don't keep running. Because if my truck ain't moving, then I'm not making money. Just all there is to it. For me to get paid, my wheels have to be moving. So I can't be down for long periods of time. It's just, can't do it. So, always got to make sure that you're putting your money back. You have to. It's just, it's a must. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. None of that. It's an absolute must. So, then you can go and instead of just being leased onto a company, maybe you want to start your own authority. Maybe you got a chance to buy 2 or 3 trucks at a good price. Because I'll tell you one thing right now when it comes to trucks. One truck would pay for one truck. 2 trucks would not pay for 2 trucks. And what I mean by that is eventually one of those 2 trucks are going to go down. And when that one truck goes down, now 1 truck has to pay for 2 trucks. Not happening. Now, 3 trucks, 2 trucks, if one goes down, 2 trucks can absolutely pay for 2 trucks. So when it comes to buying trucks, even numbers are your enemy. Odds always have an odd number of trucks. It's mandatory and it's written and it's known by the truck guys. It's all there is to it. Now, once you get up there higher in numbers, say 50 trucks, okay, you're in a different, or even 20 trucks, 10 trucks. Once you get into those double digits, okay, yes, 10 trucks can pay, 9 trucks can pay for 10 trucks, absolutely. A little blurry. As you notice, I got more lights put in the truck, got more red lights put in here. So, but no, back into it so you can see it a little bit better. But, so yeah, even trucks always were not wrong. You gotta have an odd number. So, if you get your first truck, do not try to buy another truck until you can afford that third truck. Unless you know that at an absolute guarantee, which is 99% impossible to do, unless you know that, hey, maybe you've got enough money for the third truck, you just ain't found that right truck yet. So, you got the money for the third truck, you're just waiting till that right truck pops up on the market. So you grab 2 trucks, you run 2 trucks for 2 or 3 weeks. Absolutely not a big deal. But, so, like I said, maybe you want to start your own authority. So now, as you're starting your own authority, you're getting your DOT numbers, you're getting your IFTA numbers, you're getting your MC numbers, you're getting, your state numbers, all that good stuff. Your LLC, starting your LLC, you're getting your IMEI, which is your federal tax ID number. There's, there's a lot of stuff you're going to do it. So now you got your, you started your authority. Now you are getting on that load board every day. You're finding loads. Me being leased on to a different company, they do all that for me. I don't do it. But you start your own authority. Now you've got to do it. So which means now not only do you have to drive this rig, now you got to figure out where you're driving this rig. So that's another part of it. Then you got to talk about insurance. And I'll tell you right now, guys, and women, sorry, it's a multi-gender channel. It's a multi-gender industry. But I'll tell you right now, insurance, it can hurt. Your average insurance is going to run you $20,000 a year. Usually well over $20,000 a year. Because most of your loads are going to require you to be bonded for $1 million to cover their load. Which means it says if something happens to that trailer, you've got to bond enough of $1 million to replace everything in that trailer. It's just part of it. So now you've got to pick your loads appropriately because you've got to make sure that not only do you make your, say $30,000 a year for insurance, you make your fuel price payment for the whole year. And there's things about that too. When it comes to, fuel. When you start your own authority, you don't, a lot of times I'm not exactly 100% sure, so I really don't want to put too much on this part, but you don't pay fuel tax. So you have to keep track of every mile you do in every state. Because every state you travel in, when you file taxes, you're going to have to file a fuel tax for that state. And say that I drove this many miles this year, this quarter, however you're going to file your taxes in this state. Here's the tax money I owe you for that fuel. I don't know the logistics of that exactly, so I won't go no farther into it. But it's weird about that. It's one of the reasons why I don't have my own authority, because I don't quite understand it yet. Still a rookie, just like you. So it's one of those things where you just got to figure out what is best for you. Because I'll tell you right now, and I know a lot of rookies, this aggravates y'all. We come out of school and we just were under this impression that we're gonna hit it big, like we're gonna jump in one of these trucks and they're gonna pay us 70 cents a mile and we're gonna clear $3,000 a week, and you know, it's not gonna happen. It's absolutely not gonna happen. Your first year on the road, it's your, basically call it your probationary year, your rookie year. And I know you guys heard it in school. After you get that first year underneath your belt, well, then that's when real jobs start coming to you. And honestly, that's not the case. It is to an extent. Yes, that first year you're going to start getting better job offers. Absolutely. But until you hit year 3 and year 5, that's when you're going to be able to get those real jobs. That you're going to be able to get into the best paying company that has the best trucks. You know, maybe you're a old school Pete fan with a long hood. You want to work for a company that drives old school Pete's. You want to be in that long hood. You want to bang that 18 speed out. Just listen to those 3-stage Jakes roar, and you want the eyes of the candy in every truck. There's the candy in every truck stop parking lot. You want everyone to look and say, "Damn, that's a good truck." Well, it's gonna take 3 years. That truck that you love, it's a 6-figure truck. That ain't no Volvo. That ain't no International truck. That's something that, you know, someone has put years into getting. And then if they got a whole fleet of them, that's a completely different story. We have a company in town where I'm from, Evansville, on First Class. They're a tanker company. And all they drive is old school P379. Every one of them is absolutely plumb beautiful. All their tankers are painted to match the truck. The chrome is mandatory. Every driver has to get their truck washed and detailed and waxed every single week. The truck is not allowed to be dirty. Once a week they got to go to a dispatcher of one of the states and pull in and get the inside of the truck inspected because they don't want any of their trucks dirty. Now, from where I'm from, they are absolutely the best paying trucking company in my town. Hands down. Like, they are amazing what they pay. But you gotta put in those dues. You know, as a rookie, we gotta come in and we gotta pay our respect to the industry. The industry ain't here to serve us. We're here to serve that industry. Now, this industry will, just get to Jake break, sorry guys. Now, this industry will take care of us once we've taken care of the industry. Look, I grabbed the shit on that. Once we put our time into it, the industry will start to take care of us. Absolutely. But it takes time. You're not just going to get out of school and just jump right into a crazy great job that you're making 60, 70 cents a mile. Most likely you're going to come out of school and the company that maybe put you through school, they're going to pay you 40 cents a mile. You might get lucky, they might pay you 50 cents a mile. But as a first year, 50 cents a mile is about the max you're going to see as a company driver. That is part of it. Absolutely part of it. Now, if you're like me, maybe your first year you came in and you bought a truck before school and jumping straight into it. Going $10,000 a week. But you're grossing $15,000 a week. And that's what started this whole debate on their Facebook page, is guys debating on gross and, you know, and clearing. The way I feel is, if this week I made $10,000, well, I made $10,000. Now, yes, if I've got to pull my fuel out of it, you know, my insurance, that don't change that I made $10,000 this week. I still made that. That still went into my bank account. Now, yes, things had to come out immediately to pay, but still didn't change the fact that that's what I made. And guys are doing a big stink about it on this page, like, oh, well, you know, you're claiming you make so much, but this much has to come out, so you're grossing 10 grand, but your bring home's only, you know, $1,500, $2,000. I can tell you this for an absolute fact, and damn near every owner operator on this planet will tell you the same thing. I didn't spend all this money and buy a truck to make the same take home as a company driver. I'd have been a company driver and saved myself the headache. I'm the one that has to pay for the work. I'm the one that has to put tires on this thing. I've got to do all that. I could have went and worked for a company and got home $1,500 a week. Not worried about any of that headache. Every time the truck went down, I could have sat in a hotel room for a few days. That's what I would make. I'm not happy with that. I need to take support from my family and my life, my household run at $1,000 a week, $1,500 a week. Now, it's not taken away from anybody that only makes $1,000 or $1,500 a week. Not taken away from anything of it. I have to have more than that for my family, for my household to run from it. It's just all there is to it. You know, I shut down my construction company to start this venture that I'm on. And my construction company I was bringing home more than $1,000 a week. I was bringing home roughly $6,000, and after paying my guys, I'd bring home roughly $3 grand a week. Which means that the lifestyle that I held while having that company and my bills were based upon that money that I was making. So now that I started in this new industry, I knew that I had to at least match that to keep living the same lifestyle. So I didn't have to tell the wife, hey, you gotta get rid of that Escalade. We can't afford it no more. Hey, we can't have, you know, 4 cars and 2 motorcycles no more. We can't afford it no more. We can't afford the insurance no more. Hey, we gotta get rid of this house. We can't afford the mortgage no more. I wasn't doing that. I could have escaped all of that and not did it. So I knew what the goal was, and I chose to be a sink or swim kind of guy. I was either gonna go all in and swim, and I was gonna Michael Phelps that hole, and I was gonna swim like a shark. I was gonna get money, I was gonna get paid. Or I was gonna get in that pool and I was gonna sink like a freaking stone, in my language. I was gonna sink like a freaking stone, and that's all there is to it. I was gonna fail. And that was the only 2 options. There was no in between. So, I mean, that's the route that I took. Owner operator isn't for everybody. I can tell you that right off the bat. If you're one of those people that every time you get some money in your pocket, you gotta go buy that new pair of Jordans, or you gotta go to the mall every paycheck, owner operator is not for you. Because unfortunately, like I said, you're one breakdown to being bankrupt. If you're not able to save up $30,000 truck payment? $1,500 a week. You heard me right. $1,500 a week. It's what it costs for me to get that loan. So, I mean, it's rough out here. And if you are the type of guy that can manage your money and that can be responsible, and now I'm not saying after you out here slaving away that you can't, have a little fun and treat yourself a little bit. But there's a time and place for it. With me, I allow myself one check a month to kind of play with. Not the whole check, because obviously I still have bills that have to come out of that check. I still have fuel, I still have insurance. I've got things that's got to come out of that check still. So, but one check. If I need a new pair of boots, I want a new hat. If I need if I want a new set of mud tires for the truck, if I want to put a new radio on a motorcycle, damn it, talking's fucking me up. Obviously, I can't do two things at once. If I want to do something like one of those things, one check. That's it. That's all I allow myself. No, nothing else. So, responsibility is a big one. And if you don't feel that you're a responsible person, owner-operator probably isn't for you, man. Now, people change. Maybe right now you're not that, you don't feel that you're that responsible, but you can become responsible if need be. Oh yeah, I don't know. You guys probably ain't seen this since the last one. One of my little splurge things. Spent roughly right at $400 for my bigger shifter and my shifter top and my topper. It was my splurge. Let's see here. Truck parking is packed. It is about 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night. Every truck in freaking the world is in this one truck stop. But, so, it's just, responsibility is key out here as an owner-operator. And even as a company driver. You're only going to make so much. So, I mean, unless you got in this industry to live paycheck to paycheck, which if you did that, you're not built for this industry anyways. Because in this industry, after you put in your first year, second year, you should be able to have that nice house. You should be able to have that new diesel truck. You should be able to have that nice new Harley. Your wife should be driving that Escalade, staying at home, doing absolutely nothing. But I almost said something bad. I forgot with this channel stuff. I'm not used to that. Like my cussing, been really working on. After you put in your first few years, there's no reason why you can't have really nice things out here. I mean, I know you guys see those truck drivers that they're driving, 2020 Ford F-350 dualies, and they're pulling 30-foot gooseneck trailers with their side-by-sides and their Harleys on it, and they're running that 2020. They got that 2024 Road Glide with the crazy radio in it, and I see it. I know you see it. It's everywhere. So, but don't think that stuff just comes instantly, because it doesn't. It takes time. And if you're not willing to wait that amount of time, you're in for rude awakening out here, guys. It's one of those things. But I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, as an owner-operator, if you are not grossing in between $6,500, $7,500, and $12,000 a week, you're not going to make it out here anyways. It's just all there is to it. I mean, like, my gas alone, or I'm sorry, gas, I can't believe I just said that. My fuel alone, $2,000 to $3,000 a week. And that's with me driving only local. Because all my routes are local, I go no more than 4 hours in any direction. Maybe 5 at the most. $2,000 to $3,000 a week. Guaranteed in fuel. 100 gallons a day is what I need to do what I gotta do. So, $250 insurance. My truck's already paid for, thank goodness. But if my truck wasn't already paid for, extra $500 a week in truck payments. So it's automatically right there. That's $3,000 right there. It's $4,000 if it's a busy week and a lot of longer runs. No other question about it. Oh yeah, one other thing, guys. Like, I'm at a truck stop right now and I almost messed up. Please do not be one of these guys that park in the freaking fuel island if you're not getting fuel. Pull forward. Allow that next truck to come in and get fuel if you don't need fuel. If you're just stopping and fill up your drink and, something like that, you want to look around and stretch your legs for a quick second, okay, cool. But pull forward and give the next guy that actually needs fuel room to get freaking fuel. Do not be that guy that gets out and goes and takes a shower with your truck in the freaking fuel island. If you're going to get a shower, park that thing somewhere. Do not be that guy. Because I'm telling you, if you are that guy, there are people out here that will mess with your truck. You'll come out and find your glad hands cut off. Things like that. I promise. I've seen it. Seen it numerous times. They'll come out and they'll pull the seals out of your glad hands and put them back on. Like, this is not a place or an industry to be a jackwagon. You gotta really working on not cussing. This isn't the industry. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna pause this for a minute. I'm gonna run inside. But there is one thing that I do recommend. A lot of people don't agree with me when it comes to what you should spend a little bit of money on. In my opinion, you spend a lot of time in these trucks. A lot of time in these trucks. We live in these trucks. These are our home. Our home is our home away from home. These trucks is where we live. Me and myself, I spend 14 hours a day minimum in this truck. Minimum. Go over the road, guys? Shoot. I spend 24 hours a day in this truck, minus shower and stretching and eating. You guys really live in these trucks. What, you gotta go home for, maybe you see home. Maybe you're one of those lucky people that go home every week, every weekend. Maybe you're one of those guys. Maybe you're not lucky and you're one of the guys that only see home every 3 weeks, once a month. Come home for 2 or 3 days, once a month. Make the truck yours. Want to be in this truck. If you want to spend that $300 on that cool shifter head, or you want to fill your truck with lights, with pretty red lights or blue lights or purple lights or whatever, maybe you want to put those chrome lug nut covers on your truck. Do it. Spend a little bit of money on that type of stuff. Don't go out here and buy you a new pair of Jordans. You're not gonna see those in this truck. You ain't gonna get nothing out of that. But you make the inside and the outside of the truck yours, something that fits your personality, you ain't ever gonna not want to get in this truck. When you get home, and you're gonna be like, man, can't wait to get back in my truck. Love the way my truck looks. The truck's awesome on the inside. My truck gets all kind of compliments at the truck stops. You know, makes you feel good. So, don't hesitate to make that truck yours. Make it fit you and your personality. I'm just telling you guys, you know, it's one of my biggest things out here. Is you get in my truck and you know me, you're gonna be like, man, that is definitely James's truck. 110%. That is definitely his truck. No question about that. It matches everything. His personality 110%. So there's nothing wrong with it. Because I enjoy getting in my truck. I enjoy riding in it. I get bored, and I'll grab my little guy, and I'll turn on my Jake brakes, turn my low, and be like he's laughing at everybody. Just entertain myself. Make the ride work for you. Don't work for the ride. But I really don't have much more to say on this one right here. Damn it. Me and doing videos and driving does not work for me very well. Obviously I can't fucking freaking multitask. I realize I just can't do it. I'll get better, but I'm still fighting a lot. Another thing I can tell you, man, is I would try to stay away from these freaking Facebook pages. There's a lot of guys that are going to steer you in the wrong direction because they don't know crap themselves. These guys are claimed to be in the industry for 10, 15, 20 years and be a rookie just like you. Now, less than a year on the road and be trying to give advice. Which is why I made this page, where we can learn together. Everything I'm learning out here, y'all are learning with me. All these mistakes I make out here, y'all are making with me. It's part of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. I think the next video will do. I'm not really for sure. I know one thing I haven't done yet is give everyone a walk around the truck, show y'all the truck. It's my baby, it's what I'm proud of. You know, super proud of my kids, but proud of my truck too, because my truck's paying for the kids. Love my truck. My truck's a good girl. She does what she's supposed to. She does what she's told. It's unusual for a woman to do what they're told. They're not supposed to do what they're told. This one is, but all you other women out there, you're only supposed to do what you're told. You're supposed to do what you want. But keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. Keep beating those miles, guys. It's like I said. professional drivers. Become a professional driver. To be a pro at anything, I don't care what it is, you gotta practice. So don't be one of those guys that say, oh, I don't ever have to alley dock. All my docks are straight line backs. They're simple. It's gonna be one that's gonna be super tight. The last thing you wanna do is be out there for an hour holding everyone up, trying to put that rig in a hole, and end up having some guy walk up and hop on your steps and knock on your window and say, hey, for 20 bucks, I'll put in that hole for you. Don't be that guy. Practice. Get better. Become that professional driver. But you guys are anyone that's watching these, subscribe, like, let me know, share, let me know that you're actually seeing them. That way it kind of shows me to keep doing it. You know, I'm not going to stop because I'm not getting a lot of people watching them, but I feel like the few views that I am getting, you guys are learning something from it, taking something from it. That's the biggest thing with this, is I'm not out here trying to be a YouTube star. I'm trying to give a good platform for guys to learn honest opinions. That's all these is opinions. Everything I say is an opinion. You might not agree with anything I say. Okay, so be it. Do your own thing. You're a grown-ass man and a grown woman. You ain't gotta listen to me. I just share my experiences from my short time on this road so far, what I'm learning. Can't do any more. I can do a lot less, but I can't do no more. So, have a good day. Stay safe.